Well, how do you do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? Doing some work out here in front of my house, as you can see, some city utilities. But anyways, I decided to come out here, have a beer. It is Cinco de Mayo weekend. I know it's just a day. Don't get upset. I'm not doing the Mexican beer today, although I have in the past, but I am cooking some food. I grew up in California, so I grew up eating good Mexican food, but then I also spent a couple years between Las Cruces, New Mexico, and El Paso, Texas, and learned from a lot of folks out there how to cook that sort of Mexican food. And I'm just a fan. I've always loved Mexican food. I love spicy food. Got kind of a version of a chili verde going on. I had some tomatillos, onions, and some carnitas meat slow roasted in there. I've got some poblanos, roast some poblanos too, and some jalapenos. So anyways, I thought I just found this from Second Shift Brewing out of St. Louis, Mo. Their Submission West Coast Style India Pale Ale, 6%, serve at 42 degrees, so really colder than what a lot of craft brewers will tell you to drink the beer at. The guys at Mission Taco Joint asked me to make a beer to complement their effing awesome food. After 13 years of R&D, I designed and did not patent a beerification process that makes enjoying West Coast tacos 36% more better than any other brewery. Some of this may not be true, but the beer and food are great. Steve Kreider, founder. I've enjoyed, I haven't had this one before, but I have enjoyed Second Shift Brewing since 2012 when I first had them out there. In the past, they'd only been able to do the big bottles, but I like this idea that, canning is expensive for a lot of the small breweries to have the cans printed. And here you've got just a basic can and a label. I know some of you use kind of the shrink wrap thing, and we can talk about aesthetics, whether it's pretty or not, but it is effective. So I think this is a great idea, personally, just to have a basic silver can and put a label that reflects your company on there. I think that's awesome. So it's meant to be a West Coast style IPA, so let me take a drink. It does have the look of a West Coast. It's hazy, but it's not murky like the New England IPAs. It has that bright citrus and tropical fruit notes that you look for in this style. As far as specific notes, I mean, you're probably going to find some pineapple. There's definitely some orange for sure. You may find mango, passion fruit, and who knows what else, but the bottom line is the aromas are very bright and refreshing. Feeling some grapefruit for sure. Oh, jumbo. Oh, wow, that's good. Wow. Oh, wow. A big citrus punch. Again, those tropical fruit notes certainly make an appearance. Excuse me, I scratched my nose. I apologize. I hate when I do that. Part of it's because my nose is, part of it's my Tourette. Sometimes I can't stop, so I kind of try to pass it off. So I apologize. But anyways, back to the beer. I kind of feel some stone fruit there in the milk. More apricot than peach. Certainly surrounded by all of those great tropical fruit notes and the citrus. Maybe some light peppery notes in the finish. The finish is very crisp and clean. Oh, just a nice beer. Perfect for the weather. I mean, I don't know what it is. I didn't check the weather this morning. I'm going to guess it's about 75. I just now got back to Missouri and came home and rested a minute and thought I'd come out here and have a beer. They just finished some work out here they were doing out front. Well, that'd be a good time. You got the tractor in the back. Anyways, yeah, I've never been to Second Shift Brewery, man. I've been to a lot of St. Louis breweries. That's one that I was never able to go to for one reason or another. I keep missing it every time I'm there. I haven't been to St. Louis in over a year now. I think last March was the last time I was out there. I would love to hit the brewery, though. They've been doing some fine beers since their inception. They are a great brewery. I am glad they're canning. I debated on buying this, to be honest with you, because it was $12.99 for a 4-pack of pint cans. But then I had to rethink it a little bit. That is expensive for me because I'm tight and things are tough right now. Beyond tough right now, to be honest. But again, typically, I don't know, they would run like $7.99, $8.99. In some cases, $10.99, $11.99, $12.99, depending on where you're finding the 25-ounce bottles. And here, I mean, I have 64 ounces for $12.99. So once I kind of, worked it in my head where it kind of made sense, I went ahead and bought it. I'm glad I did, because it is just put together beautiful. Seemed like not long ago everything had to be West Coast IPA. Now everything has to be New England. But I don't care. I'm not a trendy drinker. I don't knock the style, right? I've kind of made fun about the way it looks. I don't knock the style, and I'm not hating on the style. The problem is the trend. You see, it's the trend that bothers me about that New England thing. A lot of folks are hyping it up, not necessarily because they're that great. It's because it's what certain beer geeks want right now. So the problem with trendy beers, the first few that have come out were probably awesome. But now you've got so many copycats that I'm going to say probably of the better portion of what's happening now, or people only say they're great because they're following the trend. And that's kind of an issue with me and some craft beer drinkers. A lot of them are more about the trend than the love of the beer. I'm here for the love of the beer, and not to follow any little trend that happens to pop out. And quite frankly, I've had some of this style, and I don't hate it. But I don't, I talked to a guy the other day. He said he had one. I'm not going to mention the name. He said it tasted like orange juice, and then he followed it up by saying it was fucking delicious. So my issue is, why do I want my beer to taste like orange juice? I mean, I don't particularly enjoy drinking orange juice. I don't. I've never liked orange juice. It's too acidic. It bothers my belly. I don't dig it. So why do I want a beer that tastes like orange juice? I guess that's kind of my problem. Is to me, the style is kind of one note, one dimensional. And a lot of folks said that about the West Coast when it first came out too. But you do have, because it's too fruity, it's too fruity. But you do have varying degrees of different fruits. So to me, well, I personally feel a lot of those, not all, but many that I've had anyway, seem kind of one note. Even though they may be refreshing for a time, I do prefer this style overall, to be honest with you. However, let's be clear that these aren't individual styles. I mean, they're all kind of a sub-style of an IPA. We shouldn't treat them all like, oh no, this... Anyways, there you go. That's my rant about the IPAs. Then again, I think it's seasoned. I mean, that lighter, that New England style, I think is very refreshing. Maybe perfect for the spring, summer, again, like this style. As we get closer to the fall, I mean, I like the meatier, kind of old school, traditional British IPAs, or the early American craft versions of an IPA, which, had a little more malt, had a little more meat. And I think that's kind of an issue, too, that I would like to bring up, is a lot of folks think you only can like one of these. You either have to drink this style or that style, but you can't drink them all. I think they're all great for different reasons. I mean, if it's 100 degrees, you want something that tastes like orange juice, by golly, drink one of those. If you don't care what it looks like, if you don't care that they look like somebody pissed and shot a load at the same time, go ahead and drink it. If you want a light fruity IPA, well, these kind of work too. But again, to me, these feel maltier. You have more dimension in the beer. Anyways, have I officially offended? See, I keep trying to stay straight, and not get off track, and because I wanted to say nice things about the second shift, because it's a great beer, and just concentrate that I'm drinking this beer. But I always end up off on a tangent. It's kind of what I do. That's why I don't consider what I do a beer review, because I'm just having a pub conversation with you. I'll give you tasting notes and all, but I don't like the whole rating process. I don't dig it. It doesn't make sense. I don't know that there's I don't even know if there's a handful of beer reviewers out there, to be honest with you, that actually have a set criteria that they use consistently every time. And that's my big issue with beer grading, is you got guys that'll say, well, it's a 75, but they have no idea. You ask them, well, tell me exactly where you took off 25 points, and they can't do it. If you can do it, and if you can do it every time consistently, if you have even though it may vary from somebody else, if it's your criteria that you use every time, well, I'll give you that. But I don't know that I can mention anybody right now that consistently does that. Most of these guys are pulling numbers straight out of the keister. I mean, it's an 8 out of 10. Okay, tell me where you took off the 2 points. And then you've got these guys that do crazy shit like, well, it's an 8.275. Well, okay, show me exactly where you took off the deductions, Russian judge. Yeah. Tell me exactly where those deductions went, man. Anyways, that Romanian judge, boy. Anyway, just show me, A, B, C, I give it a C. Okay, tell me where you took off the points to get it to a C. If you can do that, and you can do that consistently, I'll give you credit. But until you can do that, I'm not taking your grading serious. That's why for me it's simple. It's either buy again or not. Even at $12.99, in all honesty, this is a buy again beer because it is quality. And even as I've let this sit and worm a little bit, I maybe even past that 42 that they say right now, the fruit notes are really even brighter than when I started. Anyways, there you go. I was trying to finish this, but I've already ran long. Sometimes I get talking. Anyways, hey, I'm trying to beer whisper. I hope you all are having a good day. Very nice. I lost track again. See how I do that, man? Hey, I'm trying to beer whisper. Beer evangelist. Prolific beer drinker. Purveyor of Wisdom. An all-around good guy.